So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took Ibrahim as his Khalil. Allah gave him the greatest gift ever given to any human being. And that was his personal, intimate friendship and connection and relationship. Now, is this something once again that's exclusive? Something that's unattainable? The Prophet ﷺ in a hadith, he tells us, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اتَّخَذَ صَاحِبَكُمْ خَلِيلًا. He says about himself, Allah has also taken me, the Prophet ﷺ, this friend of yours. Allah has made Muhammadur Rasulullah his Khalil as well. The Prophet ﷺ himself says about Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, لَوْ كُنْتُ مُتَّخِذًا خَلِيلًا لَاتَّخَذْتُ أَبَا بَكْرٍ خَلِيلًا. If I would have taken anyone as my Khalil, my most closest, intimate, personal friend, other than Allah, because Allah is my Khalil. But the Prophet ﷺ is saying, if I would have taken anyone else as a Khalil, it would have been Abu Bakr. Because once again, Abu Bakr exhibits, he lives by this higher standard, this higher code. He exemplifies what is meant when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about submitting, devoting and dedicating yourself to Allah. Somebody I would be proud to call my friend. And so this is what I wanted to address. This is what I wanted to talk about today. That when we look up at Ibrahim alayhi salam and Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi salam, and these amazing role models and individuals for us, and we see them standing on this higher platform, we see them standing on this higher level. At the same time, what we need to pay attention to, what we need to realize, what we need to look at, is that there are stairs that lead up to that higher platform. There's a ladder that leads up to that higher level. So when we see them standing on that higher standard, we also need to take a look at those stairs and that ladder and realize that I can also climb that ladder. They were the friends of Allah. They shared a very close, personal, intimate connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their lives were devoted and dedicated to Allah. And the result of that was confidence, self-esteem, self-respect, reliance upon Allah, trust in Allah. Think about the trust and the level of confidence of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He's being thrown into a fire. Can you imagine ever feeling more helpless than when you have been launched, catapulted, you are flying through the air, about to fall face first into a fire? Can you ever imagine feeling more helpless than at such a moment? Well, the books of tafsir, they tell us that even at that occasion, the angels, they came to Ibrahim alayhi salam and they asked him, هَلْ لَكَ حَاجَةً? Do you have any need? Is there anything you need? And Ibrahim alayhi salam's response to them was, أَمَّا إِلَيْكَ فَلَا. أَمَّا إِلَيْكَ فَلَا. As far as you're concerned, I have no need. I don't need anything from you. Why don't I need anything from you? Because I have Allah on my side. I have Allah on my side. That feeling, that strength, that conviction is possible for each and every single person. We just have to follow in that same footsteps. We have to start climbing those steps of that ladder to reach that conviction, to reach that self-assuredness, that relationship with Allah. And the current situation that we have going on today, to make this relevant to us, here and now, where we're being demonized, where left and right our faith and the values that we live by are being questioned in the media, mainstream politics, discussions, conversations. At each and every single step in the public sphere, we're being made to question ourselves. And we find this reluctance, this hesitation, this self-doubt. We're starting to become insecure about who we are, what we believe, the code that we live by. The solution lies in this same issue. When we find that type of a connection with Allah, and we realize that we are the friends of Allah, we have Allah on our side, and we find that confidence and that strength through our connection with Allah, then what does Allah tell us in the very next ayah? وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُحِيطًا. For Allah alone, it is the exclusive sole property of Allah. Everything that is in the heavens and everything that's in the earth. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُحِيطًا. And Allah is encompassing and has encircled each and every single thing. Everything is within the grasp of Allah. Everything is in His control. Nothing escapes His control and His power. Then we have that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on our side. And that's where we derive our strength. That's where we get our confidence from. And that's the perspective that I want everyone to inshallah take home today. That I can also find that type of a relationship with Allah. I can find that strength within myself. But I have to go and find it in my relationship, in my connection with Allah. And if I'm able to do so, then there's nothing else that will ever make me doubt myself. Ibrahim didn't doubt himself for a second when he was falling face first into a fire. Because he knew he had Allah on his side. Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he's hiding in the cave of Thawr, on the night of the Hijrah, and the enemies are walking and circling around, and he can hear them and see them walking around, he never for a moment doubted himself. When his travel companion, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, became nervous for just a second, what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what did the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam say to his travel companion? La tahzan, inna Allah ma'ana. Don't fear, Allah is with us. When Musa alayhi salam is standing with Banu Israel at the shore of the ocean, one side it's the ocean, on the other side it's Fir'aun and his armies. They're sandwiched in the middle. And they said, Ya Musa, inna lamudrakun. Musa, what did you do? We're done for. We're dead now. You got us caught in the middle. There's nowhere to run to, nowhere to go. Musa alayhi salam responded by saying, Kalla inna ma'iya rabbi sayahdin. No, you're wrong. You're misunderstanding the situation. I have my Rabb with me. I have my Allah with me. Sayahdin. He will make a way for me. And at each and every single one of these occasions, what ended up happening? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made something supernatural. Allah broke all the laws of nature and made something happen that till today captivates our minds and our hearts. The fire became cool. Ya nar kuni bardan wa salaman. The ocean split in the middle and they walked through the middle of the ocean. Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was literally invisible to the eyes of these people. Today for us, Allah can make a way. It's not difficult for Allah. It's us who are lacking. We just need to start climbing that ladder, walking up those steps, and find that relationship with Allah. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'an al-azim.